So here's all the melee weapons minus the switchblade plus the backpack, because the switchblade is going to be a separate video, and the backpack just kind of made sense to stick it into this one. I guess we'll just start with the backpack since it's right there in the middle of the frame. So I got it from a guy on Etsy named, well shit, I don't have that right in front of me. Okay, I got it from a guy named Artchrist on Etsy, and it's excellent, professionally made. I mean, it's really like a legit backpack. It came kind of a light gray, which I thought was perfect because that means that I could weather it down to the degree that I liked. And in the pictures you can't really see until you get to this picture right here. It kind of looks like he's kind of derpy. It came with the pins and they looked pretty good. They're 3D printed and then colored, but I added some pins and some Jesus buttons behind it because I have a million of those things. And then, of course, I weathered them a little bit more because otherwise, if they were brand spanking new, then it just wouldn't fit. It's got all the necessary pockets and stuff like that. There's a little pocket right here, and you can see in the game, anytime Ellie picks something up, she sticks it in the little pocket right there. This is just a pocket. It doesn't go actually into the backpack, and I thought about cutting it open so you can actually insert things in there, but it's so well made. I haven't yet actually begun to distress it because there's supposed to be a hole here. There's supposed to be some more tearing and stuff like that, but again, since it's a legit backpack, I'm somewhat hesitant to actually start destroying it. But either way, I mean, I got it to the color that I like, and it's just a matter of time before I start harming it even further. I wanted a couple of arrows to be sticking out the top of it, and I got a set of 6 on Amazon, and they had white fletching already, but I had to modify it so that it matched a little bit more to the Naughty Dog cosplay guide. The arrowhead here is made out of EVA foam, and once I cut it out and shaped it, I glued it on and then just wrapped some string around it and then glued the string down with the little stuff hanging out here because that's why. I painted the black lines on it so that it would match. Then I cut some popsicle sticks up and then dyed them, and then I laid them down in between to kind of look like the feathers are being held on by the little pieces of popsicle stick, and then wrapped more string around it again so it would match, and then I just glued the string down. The arrows that were actually in the backpack are kind of glued down. I just filled this little vial full of resin, like clear resin, and now it's holding them together. The whole reason was just so that this whole thing could be like a nice easy slip-in unit. So yeah, this just stays in the backpack all the time. The machete and the axe I made pretty much at the same time, or concurrently at least. Decided one day that I wanted an axe and a machete. I just cut them out of Sintra. This is 6mm Sintra and the axe is 10mm Sintra. Pretty much it's just the Sintra core and then there's EVA foam padding the sides of it. I don't know why I was particular about it, but for some reason I felt the need to stick to 4 pins on one side and 5 pins on the other side. I don't know why, but I did that, so. The axe, this one was 10mm Sintra, and you can tell where the core is. The padding on either side is 10mm EVA foam, and it stops like right around here, so that the blade itself is also foam, and it's safe. Same thing with the shaft, or the handle. You can see where the core is, and then there's EVA foam padding the sides, and then I just went over it with my band file to contour everything. I had a really good picture of Ellie holding it, and I pretty much just matched everything to that as far as like blacks and the browns and the silvers and stuff. This started out silver, and then of course I hit it with a bunch of layers. Surprisingly, there were some very specific points even on the picture where it looked like the black was very prominent in some places, and then of course the handle is kind of this red-orange. I just stippled on some red-orange paint and then dabbed it until it actually got to a nice faded look to it. So yeah, axe and machete. Stay. The pipe. The pipe itself is just some 1-inch PVC, and then I robbed the center section out of an old Joe Jedi build your own lightsaber kit. I still have old parts like that sitting around. The scissors were modeled off of a pair of scissors that I actually have, because scissors are weird shapes, and unless you got something to work off of, you're never actually going to make it look right because they're weird. The tape is athletic grip tape, aka hockey tape. I don't have any work in progress shots of this because I just made it in like a couple of hours. And lastly, I got the brick. This is actually Durfoam, and then I just glued them together. Well, actually, I cut holes in them first so that they would match the example in the game. And then I glued them together, and then I hit them with a whole bunch of Mod Podge to sort of seal it out, and then painted and weathered. And then, of course, wrote Brickmaster on it because Ellie is the Brickmaster.
Brick fucking master!
And since the styrofoam came in a pack of 6, I made 2 more. These actually turned out even better, in my opinion, as far as like the weathering, and I didn't actually get full coverage of the Mod Podge, so when I clear sprayed it, it actually ate into the styrofoam a little bit, which made a really cool effect. These are a little dirtier, but I like that. And then, of course, these are Brickmasters also, and I'll send these to some friends of mine. But yeah, more bricks, just for the sake of bricks. Technically, yes, I could have put a whiskey bottle in here, or a bottle in general, because that's kind of a melee weapon also, but these I'll cover in the next video, which will be all the crafting stuff. So yeah, these are all the melee weapons that I made. I put them on the table here so I wouldn't have to sit down and stand up a dozen times, but hopefully this actually gives you a little bit better view of them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. But I have to stop saying because I end up editing all of those out, and it's a giant pain in the ass. Burp. I burped. Oh. Burp. I burped again. Burp. I burped a 3rd time. I've been talking for almost 18 minutes. I wonder how long the finished video will be.